Hey guys, I have no idea what the problem is with this phone, but it's acting stupid. Um, I want to talk about something. It's be talking about bugging out and bugging in. Tomorrow or the next day's video will probably be about bugging in, but today's going to be bugging out. Um, my pack weighs probably 50, 55 pounds, fully loaded. Then I've got a load bearing vest with two canteens and a butt pack. Then I'll have my weapon. Then I'll have my ammo. So I'm going to be pushing probably 70, 75 pounds, somewhere around there. Now, if I had to walk in this heat with 75 extra pounds on me, that's going to be murder. And now people's going to say, well, you can move in the daytime. I mean, move early morning. We get up at 6, and by 8:30 we're soaked because of this heat. So what? It's 2.5 hours moving a day. You can't do that. You got to keep moving. People's going to say move at nighttime. How are you going to see? You put a headlamp on, or you carry a flashlight at middle of the night. You're just making yourself the ultimate target because they're going to know there's people there moving, and they're going to have supplies, and people are going to come after you. Um. So, and another thing, if you live up north or out west, when the wintertime, it gets below zero and guys get feet of snow up there. How are you going to walk in that weather with 75 pounds or more on your back? Bugging out is going to be my last resort. If I have to bug out, I hope with everything in me, I can throw my supplies in the back of that truck and bug out to our bug out location. Because if not, it kills me. These guys get on here and they got these souped up backpacks. And they say, I can go out into the woods and you live a year out of my backpack. It ain't going to happen, guys. You're living in fantasy land. You watch too much YouTube videos, you watch too much TV shows and survival shows and too many movies. The frontiersmen, when they left the East Coast to go out west or the West Coast to go back east, they had wagons slapped full of supplies, and a lot of them didn't make it. They got caught in weather and they didn't make it because they still didn't have enough. You're going to have a way to restock and replenish your supplies. I've got all kinds of traps and stuff in mind, a way to catch food, wild game and fish. You got to have a way to have vegetables and fruit in your diet. If not, you'll get what? Scurvy? You could die of that. Lack of vitamin C or D, something like that. Um, Even the mountain men, when they went to their area to trap for the fall and the winter, they had 2 or 3 mules slap full or a canoe slap full of supplies. Your medical. Are you going to be able to carry enough medical in your backpack to survive a year, knowing you could get flu, you can get allergies, you can get bug bites, you can get, you know, if you get cut, you can get an infection. If you get bit by a tick, you can catch a Lyme disease or, all kinds of stuff. You get bit by a mosquito, West Nile virus. There's just so much. Do you guys carry enough supplies to do it? How about getting snake bit? Or how about you get hit by a bear or something? You got enough to get in there to sew you up the right way? No, you're not, because you can't see what the damage is done inside. But saying you're going to grab your bug out bag and going out into the mountains, into the forest, into the swamps, into the desert, and live for a year, there are going to be a lot of dead bodies, laying around for people thinking that. Because you can't, you know. I watched that first season of Alone, and that guy lasted, what, 56 days? He was, he lost how much weight? And he was huddled up into his little makeshift shelter, didn't have enough energy to go do anything. That's that's hell surviving. When I have to bug out, me and my boys and my old lady, we're going to thrive and survive. I'm not going to put them through hell survival. You know, if you guys are going to bug out, have a way, if you can't take a vehicle, have a way to carry extra supplies. We got two garden wagons here. I can load it down with supplies, 5-gallon buckets I can tie onto them and take extra weapons, bows or whatever. And I can pull one, my wife and my boys can pull one, that could get us, that could get us probably tops 5 or 6 months, maybe. I mean, these guys that think they're going to go out there, are you guys carrying a pressure cooker on your back so you can the vegetables and the fruits you find out in the woods so you can have it for the dead of winter when there ain't nothing around? People don't think that way. They think, oh, I can get some dehydrated food and just throw it in there and I can pick berries and this and that. It's not as easy as you're saying, because you're not going to be the only one out there. There are going to be animals out there because that's their main grocery store. They're going to be eating that stuff up. If you guys are going to, like I said, you're going to have a way to, if you have a bicycle, have a cart you can hook onto your bike so you can put extra supplies on there. Like us, if we all had bicycles, my wife would have a cart, I would have a cart, Ricky and Aries would have a cart, and Eric would probably be in a car seat in behind me or Tanya and going. But we'd have extra ways of one of my good sub friends, Wildcat Creek Survival, he done a video where he made a wooden push cart. He uses, I think, bicycle wheels. That's a great idea. You can make 2 or 3 of those and fill it with gear and pull it or push it or however you can get it going. That's a great idea because you're taking extra supplies. Check him out. It's back in his archives, but check that video out. You'll be impressed with that little cart, and he says it weighs next to nothing. But you're going to have to come up with ideas like that. A grocery cart. Number one, if you're on a road, it's going to squeak and rattle and clangle and bang and whatever. It's going to draw too much attention. And if you have to go out into the woods or something like that, it ain't going to go in dirt and stuff like that. You need something that has good tires on there where you can pull or push it through dirt, sand, rocks, whatever. But another thing, where are you guys going to go in an SHTF situation when you're bugging out if you don't have the land? If you leave and you get on somebody's land and squat on it and they find out, you're getting a good chance you're going to get shot, because they're going to know their land a lot better than you do. And they're going to smell your smoke, they're going to see your fire, they're going to hear you, and they can even see you, most likely. And they're going to shoot you for squatting on their land, because you're taking up their resources, their food resources. Have you thought about that? Now you can go to public land, national forest or something like that if you can get in there. I live 45 minutes away from the Smoky Mountains, and I wouldn't touch that place with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't go up there if there's $1 million worth of gold there, because that place will be a killing ground, because there will be so many people in there and the resources will be wiped out, and then they will turn on one another. It will be like that football arena in New Orleans during Katrina. Everybody went there. They ran out of supplies. These gangs came in there and started killing and murdering and raping people and beating people, taking their stuff. That's what these, even if you go to a public campground and there's a bunch of you there, that's what's going to happen. You know, if you're going to bug out, you got to get away from people, yes. But you're also going to have a way to restock. And these guys that get on here and they make these videos and they look like a cheap Rambo wannabe and say they're going to go out there and they're going to live out for a year with their wife and their kids. They're going to be burying their wife and their kids. And I would tell that to them to their face. They're an idiot. They'll be burying their wife and their kids. Because there's no possible way you can carry enough supplies to survive on. You have to have a way to replenish your stock. You've got to resupply. And if you're deep in the mountains or swamp or forest or desert where there's nobody around or no trading centers around, how are you going to do it? You're not. You're going to die. Think about what I said. Go to your bug out bag. Take it out and see if you got enough in there to last you a month. Then check to see if you got enough for the last 2 months. Then you'll be pushing it if you got enough for 3 months. A lot of you, including me, a month or 2 months tops. Then we'll be in trouble. You know, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm not no expert. This is my personal opinion. A lot of people like it and a lot of people don't like it. And, you know, to each their own. It's a choice. You know, I'm not selling anything on here. You know, I don't have no sponsors. This is not a job for me. This is relaxing. This is my relaxing time. You know, this is my time, me time, call it. And I enjoy it. So I have no reason to blow smoke up your asses and tell you something false. Now, a lot of people are programmed by other YouTube channels and other TV shows and series and movies and games that they think they can do it. If you think you can go do it, go prove it. Leave your home right now with your bug out bag and your video or whatever and document yourself out in the deep woods with nobody around, no way to resupply, and see if you can make it a year. You can't. You can't. You can't. Now, I'm not talking about in Florida where it's always nice and, you know, nice weather, you know, it's not really cold or anything. I'm talking go up to Alaska or Canada or Montana or Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Maine, where it gets cold, and see if you can survive. It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna freeze to death or you're gonna starve to death. You know, everybody says, well, I can get rabbit. I can eat rabbit. Yeah, you can get rabbit, but rabbit don't have no protein in it. They're vegetarians. There's no fat on them. If you can eat rabbit for a month and starve to death. If you don't believe me, look that up. I was taught that. I can't remember it. Rabbit syndrome or rabbit something or another it's called. I can't remember, but yeah, if you think you can eat rabbit, you'll starve to death because there's no fat on them. You'll die. You don't believe me? Look it up. I mean, seriously, look it up. It's proven. But you guys are going to really have to think about that bug out. If you depend on that bug out, you're going to die for long term. A bug out bag is for short term. Like I said, if we have to bug out, I am going to hopefully have that truck slap full of everything. Now, if I have that truck slap full of what I need, yeah, I think I could do it for a year out about. Yes, because yeah, I will have a pressure cooker on there because I know how to cook over an open fire. So, I'm going to have what I have to have in order to make it, in order for my boys and my wife to thrive. We're going to have I'll build a hunter shack, 4 walls, a roof with a fireplace in it so we can stay warm and dry and cook inside during the bad weather, during rainy weather. I will have a root cellar built so I can store my kills. I can preserve them in there. I can put my vegetables that I've gardened or I've found and my fruit that I've found, can them and put them in there. Yeah, I will have, in my truck, I will have canning gear, jars, lids, whatever, a pressure cooker. I will have the whole 9 yards. I'd have everything except the refrigerator, stove, and kitchen sink in the back of that because I'm not a bushcrafter. I'm not going to rub 2 sticks together and hopefully produce a fire. Hell no, I'm going to have matches, lighter, and if need be, damn gasoline to throw on there to get it going. I'm not one of these people that wants to go out and just survive and starve, half-ass starve or half-ass freeze. That's not surviving to me. I want to thrive. I want to go in it and come out of it fat as I am now. Even a little bit more fatter. But guys, just think about what I said and go look at your bug out bag. Then make sure you have a way to carry extra gear easy on you because like I said, humping 75 pounds out in this heat, then you got to worry about, it's not like you're going to be on a little nature hike or walk. You're going to have stress. Oh my, you're going to you're going to have so much worry on protecting your family, finding water, finding them a safe spot to sleep at, watching out for people, watching out for animals. You're going to have so much going through your head on top of carrying that extra weight in the heat or the cold weather or the rain. It's going to take a toll on a lot of people. It's not a fantasy, guys, bugging out, grabbing your bug out bag and going. I mean, it'd probably be the hardest thing we as people have ever done because we are soft, we are lazy, we are so used to comfort and electronics, and even the best of us that prep, that has the training, we are lazy. We like our easy electronics. We like our easy way of doing stuff. I admit it. Hell yeah, I admit it. I like that remote control on that TV because it sucked when I was a young kid. You had to get up and flip the knob and wait for it to come in and move the rabbit ears and stuff like that. Some modern technology I'm going to miss, but some I'm not. But just like I said, go and look in your bug out bag and see if you've got enough supplies to last you a month, 2 months. 2 months would be the top because you need at least 2 meals a day, and you need vegetables in your diet. You need fruit in your diet. Do you have milk? If some people are lactose intolerant, they got to have a supplement for vitamin D, for calcium. Do you guys have that? Do any of you guys put powdered milk into your bug out bag? I got powdered milk My boys, my wife got powdered milk. Yeah, it sucks, but it's something that we can, it gives them vitamins, gives us vitamins. You got to think about stuff like that because you're going to be burning a lot of calories. I don't care if it's in the summertime, springtime, fall time, wintertime. If you're out walking, the worrying, the stressing, the thinking, it's going to put a toll on you. It's going to wear you down. And you guys got to remember, it's just not bugging out. It's just not surviving. You want to thrive. You don't want to huddle and freeze, stay half-ass frozen all the time, or hungry, eating 1 or 2 meals every other day. Me and my boys and my wife, we're going to have 2 to 3 meals a day for a year if I can do it. And I'm going to set up trade. I'm going to find people to trade with, trade centers, or find somebody else out there and trade with them. If not, set up a little community group wherever I'm at and get to know people and bring them in. And because that's the only way you're going to survive. You cannot survive out in the wilderness. I don't care if it's in the mountains, if it's in the forest, in the swamp, the desert. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself, alone. It ain't going to happen. If you believe that, you've read too many of these BS books, listened to too much BS YouTube, too much BS survival shows and series and movies. And ain't nothing I say is going to convince you otherwise. Like I said, I am no expert. I am no expert whatsoever. Because I'm learning something new every day or every other day. And some of the things I learned new is a lot easier than the stuff I was doing before. So, and if anybody ever came to me and said I'm an expert, I know they're lying, because they're just wanting that title of expert to make people think they're something they're not. So don't believe people if they say they're an expert, because nobody's an expert, because you're always learning something new. And experts don't learn nothing new. But anyway, guys, seriously, go to your bug out bag and check, do you have ways to restock? I'm not talking caches or stashes or anything like that. I'm talking about what you have to carry on your back, or you can push, pull, or drag. Check. And if you don't have enough to at least last you 6 months, you better be getting you some way of carrying extra supplies. Let it be a wagon, let it be a push cart, let it be a wheelbarrow, let it be garden wagons. Everybody grab something, throw extra supplies in there, and make sure you'll be able to take them through rocky and dirty, dirt roads, and over through fields and stuff like that. But tell me what you guys think. Because it's not going to be a picnic, guys. It's not going to be like the movies or the series or like these. I don't sell nothing on YouTube. I don't sell anything. I'm just on here to help people and for me to learn. And I have learned a lot from my good sub friends, because they have given me fantastic ideals, and I have got them thinking, got their mind going and thinking, because I think outside the box. I think of stuff people never want to think about. And because you got to prepare yourself for what's to come. And if you just sitting there in a little box thinking, oh, well, I learned this on YouTube and this on this TV show and this on this, you're going to die. You got to think outside the box. You got to prepare. You got to make your body and your mind get ready for what is to come. Because these TV shows don't, and series and other channels don't tell you what's to come. They're wanting you to buy their products or buy into their idealism. I don't do that, But I'm gonna get off here, guys. Sorry, the video's long. And these mosquitoes are starting to swarm me. But leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think. And if you guys got any ideas on how to carry extra preps beside your vehicle, share them, please, because that may help somebody else out that's watching this video. All right, I'm off here. Everybody be safe. Bye for now.